All right, guys, so today we're going to be talking about my recent retail arbitrage trip. And in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys exactly how I go about sourcing and what I found recently. So let's get into it. First of all, how do I go about sourcing when I go to do some retail arbitrage? Primarily what I do is I'm actually looking for right now is I have the Seller Amp app installed on my phone, and that's basically how I scan products when I'm in the store. And the way I go about it, first and foremost, is I want to make sure I'm logged into my Amazon account. And if you're not, you could really just scan a product, a random barcode, and let me see. Yeah, all right, so first things first, I just want to make sure that I'm logged into my Amazon Seller Central account on the app, so that way when I scan something, it lets me know right off the bat if I'm eligible to sell it or if I'm not eligible to sell that specific item. So the way I go about it is I'll use my phone, I'll scan the barcode of the product that I want to look up, and I'll say about seven times out of 10 is gonna find the product, right? And that's my initial way, my quickest method of doing it, just so I can have that access to the keeper charts, because you know, Seller Amp, you get to see the keeper chart, right? So that's the first way I go about it. Now if I scan the product and sadly the code doesn't find anything, what I'll then do is I'll open up my Seller Central app and I'll use the video, what do you call it, you know, the phone camera. They have a search feature, so you could scan and search, you know, products based on image, right? So when you do that, it allows you to scan the, you know, just hold your phone over the product and it'll start scanning the product specifically to try to match it with images. It's kind of like Google Images, if you've ever used Google Images to search stuff. So yeah, in real time it'll scan the product and see if it could find something similar to that in the database, and hopefully it does find it. But unfortunately, when I do it that way, I really just get the price of the product currently selling when I do it through the Amazon app, and I don't really have access to the keeper. But I can if I want to. It's just gonna take a little bit more time copying the name from Seller Amp, trying to find it on copying the name from Seller Central and trying to find it on Seller Amp, right? And if for whatever reason it still doesn't match, my last option is to just try and type in the name of the product through the search bar on Seller Amp or Seller Central app, either or, and see what it pulls up, because sometimes that will work, sometimes too. So it's really a three-step option. If I don't find it using the first method through Seller Amp, which is which one I prefer just because I have access to the keeper chart for the sales and price history, then if that doesn't work, then I'll do the Amazon Seller app where I scan the product image, and if that doesn't work, I'll type in manually the name of the product if I really want to find that specific product. So that's really how I go about doing it, and I can move quicker that way. So that way, you know, I feel like moving through the barcodes, just scanning the barcodes, is obviously going to give you the fastest motion. And also an additional thing to note is certain products, you know, you scan it, but it might just show you the individual item. But in some cases, maybe that specific listing it pulls up on Seller Amp might, you know, not be the listing that you want to jump on. Maybe it's a different listing that's like a multi-pack or, you know, a bundle listing of that specific product that might be profitable enough for you to make money on it. So sometimes going home after you go and do some retail arbitrage, you could go home and do additional research just to see on the products you found, because that's going to be on your Seller Amp history. And you could, you know, research those specific products to see if you could find other listings with that product in there that might be, you know, profitable, that you could go back and pick up those items next time you do some RA. So that's how I do my retail arbitrage. That's my process. If you have your own, cool, whatever works for you, do that. But I'm sharing you how I go ahead and do mine. And generally, it's good for me, right? So anyway, The first store I went to on for this trip was Marshall's. Marshall's, I went in, I found a few glass items, dinnerware, basically because they've been on my radar. I've searched these, I've seen these products come up multiple times, and I already know what price is good price. So as soon as I went in the store and saw them and saw the price on there, I knew from there on it's a deal, right? And on top of that, double check the keeper. The keeper looked good for it. So that was, the first find. Then after that, went over to the book bag section, the backpack section. And over there, I found a great deal of stuff. Backpacks on clearance. Everything was going for about $20. And so first and foremost, I targeted the Jordan backpacks. There was a few of them. I think probably about 6 or 8 in total. My camera died last night and I had to stop, go get me a haircut, went to sleep and woke up. Now we're gonna continue, right? Okay, so I'm gonna share with you guys the profits as well that I made for the trip. So for the Marshall's trip, we got this one backpack here. This is an elephant print backpack. This one was $16 actually. It was going for 16. Let me see for sure. Yeah, they were on clearance for $16, reselling at 35. See, a lot of FBM sellers are on this one. So that's good because I sent mine FBA. I think when I had mine's FBM, I had my price too high. I wasn't on top of it, but I had it FBM for like 3 days. I didn't sell any. I think I had it around $40 or so. I don't know why, but took it down and I shipped those FBM. I bought 5 of these, and then the other. Let's see, we found this right here. This was only 2. They only had 2 of these available, but the price was pretty good on them. Bought each of them for $21.40, and you can see the keeper here. The keeper wasn't too bad. The BSR is going up a little bit, but I mean, if you look at the seller count down below here, is 40. It's got a good amount of sellers on there, but at the same time, I see there's a lot of movement. So as long as I could stay competitive on the listing, keeping my price as one of the lower prices, good. So I think what appealed to me on this one was the fact that there was very few FBA sellers. So I'm like, if I sell this FBA at around $40 or so, I'll be making 21% return. And I think there's actually, let's see if there's more here. So there's more. I could probably push it upper towards the $43, list it for around 43 and compete with those. He's probably got his price a little too low at 40. So at 43, bought it for $21.40. At $43.95, we're profiting around 36% return on investment and $7 profit per unit, right? And there's room in there for price tanks or whatever happens. If it goes down, I could stay competitive on the listing. So those were the 2 Jordan bags. Another backpack that I found there was this gray Adidas. This gray Adidas, I'm not gonna lie, a little bit iffy on it because the BSR, when I looked at it, you can see these huge climbs in the BSR. But the BSR, but the thing is, let me see, I think there's a few FBA sellers on here. So honestly, I don't know, I just, let me try a whole year. Why did I pick this one? Honestly, I don't think this one is a bad listing, mostly because I could see their seller motion, the blue little line down there at 25 sellers. 35. So I mean, it's moving. There are people buying this, even though the BSR says it went high, but that's like, I'll say that seems to be about 100k BSR. 1 million BSR, right? So honestly, I don't think so this one was giving me mixed feelings, I'm not gonna lie. So I think I went with it just because of the seller movement down there. Seller movement doesn't look too bad, so I'm like, all right, cool. And in terms of profit, bought this for 22 and selling this one for, okay, I see 41. So this one I don't think was a really great pick, honestly, but you know, if you're still profiting about $4 a piece on each at $41, it's just the ROI I chase for 30%. This one is 20% ROI, which is all right. You know, it's not the greatest. Let me see also if I have this set for FBA. All right, so for FBA, right? So I mean, that's all right, right? So but I think we bought 7 of these specific bags, shipped them to FBA already. So they haven't arrived. This was like, I shipped them out a few days ago, like 2 days ago, so they're still on their way. And the best one yet was this Topo. Like, I found a good amount of the Topo. I think there was only 6. It wasn't a crazy amount, but 6 of them. I looked for every single one of them because it was just amazing, right? So what I got them for was $22. And FBM, I sold 2 of them FBM already, and I think I sold them at around $48 each. 40 or $50 each, somewhere around there. I'll have to double check. But the good thing is, you could see that this is straight FBM listings, but if we expand it more to go lower, you can see that there are FBA sellers on this listing at $60. That's when I'm like, oh my gosh, this is amazing, right? I should actually go back and go for more of these, honestly, or at least go to a different store and try to find them, because they were sold out at the store I was at. But you can see here, $60 for the lowest FBA offer, and if I'm buying them at $22, selling, if I sent them FBA, which I did, let's try that. You can see it should jump up to 77% ROI on these. So buying them for $22 and selling them for $60, profiting about $16 a piece on each of these bags. And it was a total of 6 bags. If they had more, I would have gone crazier, right? But sadly, that was it. So that was my Marshall's trip. That's all the products I found. Now the following day, I decided to go to Walmart. This one wasn't that great, I'm not gonna lie. This store sucked, honestly, because when I got there, the aisle, they had like 2 clearance aisles. The first one was like deserted, like it was empty. There was barely any products left on the shelves, so I had to go around to the second aisle. I got there, found a little toy section, which wasn't that great. It wasn't I didn't really find much, to make a long story short. And the 2 things I found I ended up buying was like minuscule profit. Like the profit on there was very little, which was this little DC Comic Juniors. Yeah, I don't know exactly what it is, but this one, I got it for $1 and it's selling for $10.99. Honestly, this one, I don't even know. I needed to test, so I was trying to figure out if the price I'm getting when I scan the prices on the Walmart app matched what I got when I go to check out, and that's low-key the reason I bought this. And you know, I don't think I can't lose any money on this, honestly, because you can see here I put $1. Well, if you do factor in taxes, it's gonna be $1.07. And you know, the profit is gonna be $1.82. So it's like, all right, cool, I get like a 170% return, but it's just $1. You feel me? It's like, okay, whatever. But yeah, that I found this one, so it wasn't like, oh my gosh. You can see here there's seller movement down there on the offer count, and then the buy box is hanging around $9 to $11. Sellers is $10.99. So around $11 it should sell for me. That's what I set it. I'm gonna set it at once it hits FBA, right? And after that, there was this little Nerf hammer. This little Nerf, yeah, I guess it's a dart shooter. But yeah, so this one too as well. How much did I buy this one for? This one I bought it for $4.28, for $4.28. So let's do that, 4.28. And I can't factor in taxes here, but I'm guessing taxes would be about 7 times 4 is 28. 20 plus 28, 56 about ish, 56, 60 cents. So we could say about $4.60 factoring in taxes. So that's about how much I bought it for. They only had one. This isn't bad. The thing is, Amazon was on there, but when I did go and check the right here, the seller rotation, it doesn't seem. I think in the past 30 days they've been hogging it more, but over the past 90 days, it didn't seem like they were on there as much. So I mean, hey, hopefully it gets sold, because it seems that Amazon's been on there a lot more recently. As you can see, even in the graph, you can see like over here, Amazon was on there much more, and there was a little bit of space right here where there was no yellow, right? So that's around the time that Amazon probably wasn't on the listing, right? That's where you're seeing when I go 90 here, it seems Amazon's been on the buy box list, because 90 days back, a couple months ago, Amazon wasn't even on the listing at all. But anyway, to keep it short, this product isn't the best one, but I I didn't want to walk out empty-handed, and also I didn't I wanted to test, like I said, test to see if the prices I was getting on the Walmart app, because I was using the Walmart app on the products that I couldn't find a price for, and I just wanted to see if it was actually correct once I get to the front and check out, so it didn't do like it wasn't the wrong price and I'm over here. Just proof of concept, I guess. So that was that. And then after that, the following day, I did one more trip to a different Walmart this time. This one, I think I was in there for like at least an hour and a half. And honestly, the findings were not that great. I scanned the whole entire clearance section, and I only came up with these little toolbox, I Dragon collector bundle pet simulator box thing, which was not amazing. This one was kind of like a hope buy again, because I say that just simply because if you go here, at 1888, there's no profit for me. Like, it's really not gonna be profitable. So my thing is, I bought these at 1070, and then with taxes, I think it was, Alexa, what's 10.7 times 1.07?
10.7 times 1.07 is 11.449.
So 1150 is what I spent on them, right? And you could obviously see at 18 it's not profitable, so I'm forced to, even FBA, bro, I think this was a bad buy. I think when I bought it, this person is listed there, but I think I was looking at these higher sellers at 29. So my hope here is to sell it at $29.99, around that price, by sending it FBA, because that's where I see most of the FBA sellers are hanging at, as you could clearly see here, around 28, 29. This person is way too low. That's why it's negative 1%. If he got it for the same price that I got it, maybe he got it somewhere much cheaper, I don't know. But yeah, my hope is to sell it at $29.99, get a 65% ROI, or even if it's like, let me see, 25 might be the decent place. I might go down to 25 if I can't get that $29 sale. So that's pretty much that, right? And I found this little tech deck, two of these little tech deck toys. My footage died, so I couldn't record that. Like, my memory card was full, so I couldn't show you when I found those. But I found two little tech decks, and also and these were about, I think, not much profit on there either. It was like I bought them for around 11, and FBA, I'm selling them for, I don't think they'll go for it. Let me see. Yeah, $11.75 is what I bought them for, and then the price is $23. Yeah, so you can see here, $23. I'd get, like, if I do it FBM, $23. That's about what, 29, 30% ROI. But the thing is, I had these listed FBM for like 3 days straight, and they never sold. So I don't know what's up with that. So that's that. For these Hot Wheel toys, these Hot Wheels, this one, there was nobody on the listing at the time. It was like just one person. I'm like, all right, I could come on here and try to get a sell, you know, like be the only person on the listing and sell and get a sell. So here, I think the prices that everybody is at is way too high. So my goal is to come on here and bring down the listing, actually, to, I mean, come up with a lower price. I got these for $11.74. Right, this one, it was just one of these, but $11.74, $42. Like, bro, I don't think, honestly, you can't see the BSR, but I think the reason that it's moving slow is because these people got the price way too high, bro. Right, so I think I'm gonna come here and probably like around $25 or so, right? And let me see, at $29, I'll come on here at $29 and try to get a quick sell, FBA, and get my money and just keep moving. But you know, so basically I know now if I'm, oh yeah, there's also this one right here too. This one was bought for $8.53, right? So $8.53, and yeah, profit was $2.96. It wasn't that great, guys. It wasn't all that. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I found, to be honest. Like I said, I think my best trip was Marshall's. Yeah, I think my best trip was honestly Marshall's. I'm not gonna lie. That's where I found the most profit, the most margins. And the Walmart trip, I think if I keep doing more retail arbitrage trips, definitely I'll start being able to pick out specific things I know I'll sell. Just entering the store, I'll have a list like, all right, this is what we're looking for. And through doing so, I'll also stop by and, you know, check other things. Right now, I don't want to focus too much on RA, and if I do, it's definitely going to be more clothes and sneaker focused, because that's what works for me right now the best, right? So I'm having a, you know, I've looked for so much clothing products that I have like a good idea of what to buy certain products at if I go to a store. So I'm thinking next arbitrage trip is probably going to be like Rack Rooms or Nike, or, you know, Nike outlet clearance store, or somewhere I could find cheaper, lower cost shoes, or even Ross, because I want to build my eBay, and I'm thinking of doing it through selling shoes, just so that way I can mitigate my risk from Amazon and, you know, their Section 3 BS that they're you know, that I'm always concerned about. But so that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. That was my trip. And if I didn't mention it earlier, yeah, seller amp, you could also use the calculator in there to help you figure out the calculations, so you can know if something is profitable or not. But yeah, that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and until next time, guys, thanks for watching to the end, and be easy, be breezy, and peace out.